Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson football channel. For your second video of the day, today we're going to be talking about the potential of a Mudryk debut at Anfield. Could we see something similar to an Eden Hazard-esque masterclass to give Chelsea a desperately needed result at Anfield? I also want to go over the flip side of this coin, where people are saying we can't put too much pressure on him. Graham Potter said in his press conference that he won't be able to play 90 minutes, which I think we all understand that because he's not played football for quite some time. But I also want to discuss whether or not, with a signing like this one, maybe adrenaline would get him through the majority of this game. Will I put him in my Chelsea lineup? Make sure you stay until the very end of this Chelsea-Liverpool preview. And if you can, hit the like button on this video. I don't normally give like number targets, but you guys are showing up for the vids recently. I got tonsillitis. I'm still showing up for you as well, because this year I'm not messing about on GBFC. I want to give absolutely everything to the channel this year. If we can go for 2,500 likes, I'll be an absolutely delighted specimen. Going to stick a vitamin C tablet in my water, and I'm going to let that one fizz over a little bit whilst I talk a little bit about this game, because here it goes, straight in there, easy as you like. It's going to fizz up beneath the camera. This is a big game for both of these teams, because when you're talking about Liverpool and Chelsea over the years, especially around this time of the season, Chelsea have been in title races up until the halfway mark of the season many times in the last few years, where Liverpool and City have been heavily dominating the Premier League. When it came to longevity, Liverpool have been toe-to-toe with Manchester City, even though City have outdone them on numerous occasions by very few points most of the time. City and Liverpool have been the trailblazers of the last 5 years, of really where the standard needs to be. Chelsea get to around this point of the season, and then we capitulate. And this year, this is a very difficult and different, should I say, not difficult necessarily, a different trip to Anfield, because both teams are seriously out of form. Both teams are looking at players that they've bought in to really show up and make a difference. Liverpool are waiting for the eruption of Darwin Núñez. I think if we look at the way that Liverpool fans and football fans have kind of criticised Núñez, it's because there was a very unfair narrative drawn at the beginning of this season that Darwin Núñez was coming in for so much money, therefore we must compare to Erling Haaland. Erling Haaland is a different calibre of player to Darwin Núñez, and I think, at least I knew that before a ball was kicked this season. So people look at Núñez's record compared to Haaland's record and just automatically say Núñez has been a flop. I don't think Núñez has been a flop whatsoever. I think it's not been the lightning bolt Haaland start that Liverpool fans might have expected and football fans without perspective might have expected. I think he's doing okay, and I think he will come good. And I think this kind of game, for a player like Darwin Núñez at Liverpool, is the kind of game where I fully expect him to get the bit between his teeth. Liverpool know, after the brilliant result they got at Wolves, thanks to the wonder goal from Harvey Elliot in the FA Cup, Liverpool know this kind of game at Anfield against Chelsea, there's been a rivalry there for years. Jurgen Klopp needs a result. He's desperate for results in the Premier League. They're 9th, we are 10th. This is not what we're used to from these two teams. Sorry if I keep stopping. It's because my throat is absolutely on fire. Without any further ado, we are going to build my Chelsea starting 11, beginning with the goalkeeper, Kepa Arrizabalaga. I've been going through Instagram. If you don't follow me on Instagram, it's at Mr. George Benson. Link is in the description down below. I've been going through Instagram, and I keep getting recommended these little compilation reels of Kepa then versus Kepa now. And I think a lot of people have forgotten that Kepa did lose us 2 games not too long ago by conceding 2 stupid goals. But there's been a massive improvement in Kepa. And I think a big debate I'm seeing at the moment amongst Chelsea fans, and it's something I'd like to ask you in the comments of this video today. Do you think Chelsea need to go out there and buy a new #1 goalkeeper, or do we keep both Kepa and Mendy? Do we just keep Mendy? Do we just keep Kepa? What do you guys think? Gabriel Solanina is a young goalkeeper we bought in last summer. He's going to be coming through the ranks too in the next few years. So should Chelsea keep both? Or is Kepa the man? Is Mendy the man? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. We move into a back 4. We've got some good news that's come out of Chelsea today. We've actually had a good week, by the way, this week, guys. Not even had a week he's signed. We have got a clean sheet against Crystal Palace. We won the game against Crystal Palace. And as well as that, we've managed to get Reece James and Ben Chilwell back in training, and N'Golo Kante too. However, Graham Potter said in his press conference earlier today, if you haven't seen it yet, go and check it out. He said that both Reece and Ben Chilwell will not be available for this game against Liverpool. It would make a lot of sense that they're not available because, once again, a big issue with Chelsea has been rushing players back far too soon from injuries and then reoccurrences of injuries, new injuries coming up, and then we're looking at many of our best players being out for significant portions of the season. Some back four is Azpilicueta, Thiago Silva, Badiashile. That partnership that kept that clean sheet against Palace should remain, and Cucurella playing on the left. I think in a game like this, it's kind of tough for Graham Potter because I think if he picks Cucurella and he doesn't put in a good performance, then you can say, well, Lewis Hall probably doesn't deserve to be dropped for this game for Cucurella because he's been playing quite well. But then you play Lewis Hall and Chelsea get humiliated, which is possible with all the injuries that we've had and the form we've been in prior to that Palace game, and just how good Liverpool can be on their day. Liverpool could destroy us, and then Lewis Hall could just be that 18-year-old who's just unfortunately been put in there again, but is he ready? The answer would be no in many people's eyes if he gets exposed by the brilliance of a Mo Salah, a Jota, a Darwin Núñez. So I've gone with Cucurella. I'm not sure if Potter's actually going to go with this or whether he'll try and steady things up with a back three. Maybe we see Badiashile, Koulibaly, Thiago Silva in a back three perhaps. But I think we kept a clean sheet and looked solid against Palace, so I wouldn't change the shape. And then we move into a midfield three. Gone with a 4-3-3 here, similar to what we normally see from Liverpool. I've gone with Mount, Jorginho and Kova in the middle. I have dropped Carney Chukwuemeka for this game. I think he kind of struggled to impose himself a little bit against Crystal Palace. I was delighted that he got the start. I thought he deserved to get the start. But in this one, we've seen Mount turn up before at Anfield. I think Jorginho was pretty good against Palace last week. I probably didn't give him the credit he might have deserved. And we've seen Kovacic turn up against Liverpool too. Chelsea do have a knack in these big games to show up. When we play Spurs, when we play Liverpool, we go up a gear. And we saw it in the game last season where we got that draw from 2-0 down, I think it was, at Stamford Bridge. We were absolutely fantastic with Mateo Kovacic in the middle in that game. And I think in this midfield three, yes, we've got Mason Mount significantly out of form. Kova's out of form. Jorginho's not been in good form either. The whole squad's not really in good form at the minute. I think the tenacity of Gallagher could be useful. I think Gallagher probably deserves to keep his place after a very good performance in the last game against Palace. I thought Conor Gallagher was probably one of the best players. I think Thiago Silva probably would have been our best player. But then I moved into a front three. And Graham Potter's talking about Mudryk, saying he's not ready to play a 90, but he'll probably feature. I think Graham Potter starts Mykhaylo Mudryk in this game. I really do. If we had João Felix, I would be significantly more confident than I am going into this game, because I think Felix would have given a very weary and nervous Liverpool defence a lot of worries. And I think that because Liverpool are so shaky at the minute, because they're playing so poorly, Mudryk's going to absolutely want to be out there. And I think Graham Potter, despite him saying he can't do 90, I think he starts him and we take the game to Liverpool. I really think if Mykhaylo Mudryk is ready and wants to play, I think he's got to start this game. So I've gone with a front three of Mudryk, Havertz and Ziyech. I think there is a lot of flexibility here with Mason Mount being in the team as well. I think we could potentially see Gallagher in there as well. We could see a double pivot, but then who would I drop out of Jorginho and Kovacic to see Gallagher in that pivot? But I think Chelsea will go with a 4-3-3. When you look at the bench here, not lots of options. You've got Fofana in there, you've got Aubameyang, you've got Gallagher, Chukwuemeka. You could see Hall come on into the midfield, Chalobah and Koulibaly at the back. It's not an awful team. With players coming back very, very soon, I do think Chelsea might go to Anfield here and get a result. I think there's been a buzz this week that we've not felt for a while, at least amongst the fan base, because of the Mudryk sign-in, the nature of how we managed to just sneak up behind Arsenal and get this one done. My throat is starting to really burn now. We got that done, and I think Mudryk will start the game. I think he will play probably 60 minutes, and then based off of that adrenaline, and if he's having a good game, Potter will probably keep him on. I think it's match fitness. I know it's a bit of a risk And with Chelsea's injury record, you might be looking at me and listening to me thinking, Benson, what are you talking about? We can't risk just putting this guy in the starting 11. But I think sometimes you've got to ride off of that psychological energetic wave. As much as he might not be ready for a game of this magnitude for as many minutes, sometimes if you get a good start, it's funny what the body does when it's ready to keep going, to do something for a team. And he is absolutely gagging to impress. We can absolutely believe that. Really excited by what I've seen from the training videos and the social media stuff this week for Mudryk. I think Chelsea will go to Anfield and get a positive result. I don't know if we're going to win it. I think it's going to be 2-2. I think there's goals in this game. Both teams have been out of form. Both teams have been conceding sloppy goals, struggling to score, but there's still so much quality out there. And I think both teams will absolutely go for it tomorrow, try and impress, and I think Chelsea will. And I think it'll be a 2-2 draw. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Does Mudryk start for you? Going to save my voice now till 6 things we learned, so no additional video tomorrow because it's the early kickoff, which means I'll be really ready to get the video out ASAP. Come on, you Blues.